Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. This is Christina Carter. I'm here at Southgate Preserve on St. Croix. Wow, I keep forgetting how live works. We are here for the Bioblitz. We are located out here on St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. If you haven't been here before, St. Croix is the largest island in the U.S. Virgin Islands chain. We have St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John, and then there's Water Island. So welcome everybody. I hope you're broad-eyed and bushy-tailed. And I hope you guys can hear me. Please let me know if you can't. But yeah, we are going to get started today with birds, all right? Everyone's coming on in. Hey, everybody. Nice to see y'all here. So, the last time we had a Bioblitz was 10 years ago. That's what I was just told. 10 years. And if you don't know what a Bioblitz is, basically, it's just a bunch of experts getting together, with volunteers and people who are interested in sciences, and they go out and find all sorts of creatures and animals, and then they start trying to get the species, and it's kind of an assessment. So, kind of tells us what's going on where we are. So in St. Croix, we kind of want to see like what kind of species we have. What do we have crawling around or flying around here? So, this is the new bird blind that Southgate Coastal Reserve has constructed, brand new. Look at it, it's so nice, right? So we're gonna come on over here. Oh, I gotta go down a little bit. Here we go.
Good morning.
Here we go. Here's Jen.
Good morning.
Over here we got Nate.
Good morning.
Oh, I hope everybody can hear it. Oh, what's this thing? What's going on here?
So this is a spotting scope. It allows us to see, it's kind of like a really, really powerful pair of binoculars. It allows us to see things magnified, see things at a distance. I know you're not going to be able to see this on Facebook, but all the way across the pond there, in those bushes, there's ducks. In fact, we counted 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, almost 200 ducks, actually.
Wow.
They're just kind of hanging out along the edges. And so this scope allows us to actually see them, because you can't really see them with your bare eyes. And even with binoculars like this, it's hard to pick them out of the shadows. So,
I can imagine.
yeah, definitely. And it also helps us. So there's a lot of birds that are really hard to tell. They all kind of look the same. They're about this big. They're brown and white. And you have to look at really small things like the length of their beak or the color of their legs. And
Oh. Hey, buddy. Off he goes.
Yep.
Into the wilderness.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a yellow leg.
A yellow
Legs.
legs.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. The nice thing about yellow legs, they have yellow legs.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Gotta love having those common names.
Yeah.
We do have a question. Like, what kind of ducks have you been seeing?
So today we saw two types of ducks. We saw white-cheeked pintails. They're also known as Bahama ducks, and they live here year-round. They're really beautiful. They're actually the little in the logo of the Southgate Coastal Reserve. And we also saw blue-winged teals, and blue-winged teals are migratory, so they come here in the winter time, and they hang out at the pond and they eat here, and they're pretty neat.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, as soon as you said teal, I was already in, because that's my favorite color.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're, you know, when you see them, like, first off, they're actually kind of like brownish and not all that, you know, striking, but they have some blue and green kind of on their armpits.
Oh.
I can't remember the technical name.
Totally fine.
But yeah, they're kind of neat when you see them fly.
Awesome.
Yeah, we also saw some birds. They're not quite ducks, but they're duck-like. They're called coots and gallinules, and so they're almost like smaller ducks, smaller heads, and more like pointy-ish beaks. And those guys are here year-round as well, and they breed here. So they're neat, and also breed here at Southgate. So,
here at Southgate. Yeah.
Hoping in a couple of weeks or months we'll see some baby ducks as well.
I did have another question. Where not the ones that are here normally, the ones that migrate here. Where do you know where they might be migrating from, or is it just kind of like a general, like, hey, they could be from north, south, east, west?
Yeah, primarily from north. I don't know exactly, and it kind of depends on the bird, where they are from, and that's probably something I should know. I don't, off the top of my head.
That's okay.
It's a great opportunity to go online and check out. There's a lot of great resources about birds out there.
Perfect.
So yeah, I mean, that would be a really neat project that we would love to do, is do some banding of these birds. Other species have been banded, and occasionally we'll see them. And even there was a bird called a whimbrel, which is a shorebird that has a really long beak, that showed up here, mostly at Great Pond, but on St. Croix a couple of years ago, that was satellite tagged. And so they traced Hope's journey all through, to here. She was banded in Virginia and then up in the Arctic. It was amazing.
That is so cool. What? Amazing what we can do these days. I'm telling you. Okay. So, I want to know, like, on St. Croix, what's your favorite bird?
I've got a couple. I really love the mangrove cuckoo. They're not rare or anything, but they're just neat. They've got a really unusual call. I can't do the call. And then again, you have to look that up. It sounds silly, but they've got a call that sounds more like a frog than a bird. And you don't see them that often. You hear them though, and they're beautiful. They're just neatly colored, and they've got a cuckoo's tail, so it's kind of long. So that's one of my favorites. I also really love oyster catchers.
Yes, I know those.
Yeah.
Yes.
They always announce themselves. They're not quiet birds at all.
Well, let me ask Nate. Do you have a favorite bird?
I like the banana quit. It's pretty cool. It's nice and noisy and flitters around, and it's really pretty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Banana quit.
Yeah.
I like the sound of it. Banana quit. Okay. So what is the science of birding? What is that called?
It's called ornithology.
Ornithology
is the study of birds.
Okay, that's for all y'all down there, like on Facebook Live, because I didn't know ornithology.
Yeah.
I'm more about, water creatures. So, what about, what did you guys have a specific bird or duck that you were hoping to find today?
Not necessarily a specific one. So we actually do regular surveys at Southgate already for birds, because it is such an important bird area. And so we have a good handle, unlike some of the other things, like we really don't know what we're going to find today, insect-wise, or, some of the others, spiders. But birds, we have some kind of handle on. It's nice more to see, like, how many there are. Are there a lot? Are there a few? Are we getting more? Because we're kind of early in the migratory season, or kind of early-ish. Has somebody new come by? That's kind of the fun part. Last year, if we had done this, we would have seen a scarlet ibis here. It was the first time they've been seen on St. Croix.
Oh, wow.
They showed up here. There's 3 of them that showed up here. So you just kind of never know what you're going to find, because birds are so migratory. So that was kind of the hope today, is just to check in with them.
Yes, check in with the birds. Y'all heard it first here on Facebook Live. you check in.
Well, and we also like to check in on not just the birds, but like the stuff that draws them here. So we saw as we were walking, so we just walked around the pond here. We haven't just been sitting right here all morning.
Okay, good. I was wondering.
We saw lots of little fiddler crabs. The little crabs
Hey.
about that big. They've got one claw that's bigger than the other, and they're just crawling all over the ground. And that's one of the things that a lot of these birds really like to eat. And then also, yeah, and you're probably not going to be able to see it very well. There's some ducks. There's some white-cheeked pintails. So there's this grassy stuff in here called rupia or widgeon grass, and that's what attracts a lot of the ducks here.
Oh, look, I can zoom. Y'all, I didn't know that. Sorry. Okay. Fantastic. I'm just going to zoom around here. Look at all that, y'all. Looks good. Cool. Let's see. Kitty says we love kestrels.
Kestrels are awesome. Yeah. Yeah, they're really fun. I like them. You know, you get to see kestrels a lot of times in their nest and bringing up their young and teaching them to hunt. And, you know, for those who don't know, kestrels are kind of itty-bitty falcons. They're real small, maybe about that big. And they make a nice sound. It's kind of a kili-kili sound.
Okay.
Their local name.
Kili-kili? Mm-hmm. Kili-kili. Yeah. Kili-kili. All right. Let me ask Nate. Nate.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
What piques your interest in birds?
Well, my girlfriend signed me up for this.
I literally know nothing about it. Just, I'm here.
I really like birds because flight is super cool. Just seeing them soaring in the sky, just watching them move around, and just like the variety of birds that you can see down here. So biodiversity is really cool, and just being able to see the different species and watching them move around, watching their behavior. They all kind of have like different behaviors. Shorebirds act different than the like large predatory birds. It's really interesting. Science is neat.
Science is neat. That is. Yeah. Everybody write that down.
Yay. That's the theme today.
Science is neat. Yes. All right. Well, I hope you guys really enjoyed that. If you have any questions, please put it down in the chat so I can ask the experts what you want to know. Because, yeah,
I can keep talking if you want.
Yes, Jen is all about it. Yes. What else? What do you want them to know? Yeah.
So this Southgate Pond is a hot spot for birds on St. Croix. It's actually been, if I didn't say this already, it's been designated internationally as an important bird area, along with the Green Key Island out there. And it doesn't always look like this. So it kind of ebbs and flows during the drought or dry times of the year. The pond is a puddle right over there. All of this other part is dry. But that's also good because we have birds that migrate here to nests, and they nest on the dry flats out there.
What? Wow, they nest on the flats?
Yeah, they nest on the flats. They don't even, build a nest. They just kind of scratch a little bit. At least terns and Wilson's plovers.
Yep, we got an ambulance in the background, everybody. Sorry, I hope you can't hear too much.
Sirens. So that kind of makes this neat because, kind of like I was saying, we never know quite what we're going to see here because the pond changes constantly. It also gets a lot fuller than this. I was telling Nate that after the hurricanes in 2017, where we were standing, we'd be in water up to our thighs here, and now we're in dry. So it really kind of comes and goes. We also, the thing that we haven't seen much of today that I was sort of hoping to, is warblers. We have a lot of migratory warblers, and those are itty bitty birds.
Yeah, they're super cute. I'm not gonna lie.
So cute and so interesting and really hard to tell apart.
Yes, agreed.
But it actually has been a little bit quiet for those types of birds this morning. I don't know if it's the overcast day or what.
Okay. I do have a question from Michael. Are there eagles on St. Croix?
Ooh, so No, not really, but we have other raptors. We have an osprey, which is kind of like a fish-eating eagle, I guess you could call it. We didn't see one today, but I've seen them around recently, and they're the same osprey that you might see in North America. And then we have hawks. So we have red-tailed hawks.
Yes.
We have peregrine falcons.
What?
Yeah, and then, then we get down to our little raptors like the kestrel, and we get merlins here seasonally. So nothing like bald eagles or some of those larger ones.
Okay, got it. Not bald eagles. You hear that, Michael? No bald eagles. Sorry. Let's see. We have someone saying they'd like to hear how the mangroves are important for different bird species. Who wants to take it?
You want me? I can do it. Okay.
Nate's like, please no.
Yeah. So the mangroves, if you don't know what a mangrove is, it's a plant. This is a mangrove. We've got a couple different species of them. And they are plants that can live in the water. You can see they've got these funky roots that allow them to kind of lift themselves out of the water. And they are important. Gosh, they're important for everything. They really are like key to the ecosystem here. So for birds, they provide a great cover. Usually you'll see some nests in here. It's a great spot for a little bird to hide. I was mentioning warblers earlier. A lot of our warblers are yellow colored. And if you see, there's a couple of little yellow leaves here. And those make for great camouflage. So if you've got a little yellow bird sitting right here, if you just glanced at it, you might think it was just another yellow leaf. So great nesting habitat. They also kind of, they really, like I said, maintain the ecosystem. So they keep this pond here. They keep the soil here. They protect, along the shoreline, they'll actually protect us from storm surge, and they protect the waters from a lot of the soil that comes down. So all of those things are kind of maybe not specific to birds, but certainly specific to the whole ecosystem.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, mangroves are great, guys.
Yeah. Anything with structure is really great for a lot of birds because they have a place to sit and build their nests.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one more question. Wendy is asking, is there a downloadable guide to St. Croix birding?
Ooh. Yeah. Off the top of my head, there isn't that I know of. You might check. Well, there's a couple of options. I do believe that the Park Service, maybe in St. John, has some kind of guide. We do actually have different birds here than in St. John and St. Thomas, just not everything overlaps entirely. We have something else that's not a complete checklist that I'm going to talk about a little bit later. It's more of a scavenger hunt, but it does have some of our key birds. There's a great website, I think it's called All About Birds, but it's not specific to St. Croix. There's a book called The Birds of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. That's fantastic, and they're actually just putting out a new edition of this, certainly within the next year, if not sooner. And they mentioned Southgate Pond and as a place to see birds, but that's a book. So, you know what? I'm going to think about it a little bit more.
Okay.
There's something that I know that's downloadable and that's specific to St. Croix, and I'll post it in an answer in the comments a little bit later. When I get a chance to.
That's awesome. I think Wendy will be very happy with that. So yeah, everybody, like, that's what we got for the birds. Anything else you would like to mention?
Just that, yeah. I mean, I'll
yes.
I'll wind down here.
I want to make sure you have all the information you want to send.
Well, I want to encourage people to come out and see birds. Birds are easy. They're not, you don't have to catch them necessarily. It's something that you can see in your own backyard and see interesting birds. There's a app that you can use called iNaturalist that, you basically just take a picture of something and upload it. And if you know what it is, you can write what it is. Or if you think you know, or if you don't know, the community will help you name it. So it's a great way to learn birds. Also, our bird blind here is open to the public anytime. So we would love for people, this is what we built it for, is for people to come out and see birds and see nature. So yeah, definitely come out. And one of these days we're going to start doing tours and hikes and
Yes,
things, where we can gather together. And when we do that, please look out for those things, because I want to teach people more about birds and other critters.
yes. Kitty's over here with some good questions.
Right.
She would like to, she said, what should we know about protecting birds here?
Great question. Yeah, great question. Like I mentioned, there's a couple of different things you can do depending on what type of birds, we're talking about. It's important to have protected areas like this. This at one point was proposed to be a development, and instead of a development, we now have this area that initially was for birds, but we now know that is great for sea turtles. And as we start learning more about climate change, it's actually going to be a bit of a refuge area for sea level rise. So protected areas. You can put up hummingbird feeders or bird seed feeders. Those are great. We actually have some videos on our website, St. Croix Environmental Association website, about what you can do for birds after hurricanes or after droughts, that we found after the hurricanes with no leaves or seeds or nectar or anything. There were a lot of birds that were starving, and just putting out a feeder makes a huge difference. So there's that. Planting native trees. The birds here are really well adapted to what's here, what's native. They recognize the flowers and recognize the seeds.
Sorry, I got distracted by this little...
The white cheek pintail.
Look at... Oh.
Look at him go.
Okay, well, it's pretty fast, so I can't really capture that, guys. You going?
So yeah, and kind of leaving trees and leaving branches. Don't cut everything down, and minimize pesticides, because those will eventually get to birds, particularly insect eaters. So
yes,
all of those things are really great and relatively easy. Again, the bird feeders and native trees are going to help you also, or native trees will help you.
It's kind of mutual.
Right.
Yes. Let's see, I had Michael, the bird blind. Well, it's right behind me. Currently, it is located behind me. But it's over here at the... Go ahead.
Okay, so the bird blind is at the Southgate Coastal Reserve. So if you're on St. Croix, that is east of Christiansted. It's in the area often known as Cheney Bay, east of Cheeseburgers, west of Cheney Bay Resort. There's a little trail that you can take to get to it. The trail, there's a sign at the beginning. It's right off the main road. If you are having a hard time finding it, you can contact us at St. Croix Environmental Association, and we'll give you better directions.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, I will say, everyone, it was quite easy to find. Seeing as this was my actual first time here. I got on island not too long ago. So this is my first time, and it was really easy to get to. So have no fear. You can look it up on Google Maps too. It's very easy, and it's awesome. I love it here. Any other final parting words?
No, I think...
Oh, there it is. Go ahead.
Yeah, just thanks for tuning in, and enjoy the birds, and hope you guys come and join us for some more of our expert talks throughout the day, because we've got a lot of really cool ones in store.
Yes. How about you, Nate?
Yeah, parting words, just get out, enjoy nature, respect nature, be a good conservationist, and do your part to help planet Earth.
Oh, those are some wise words right there. All right, well, here's the background for you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this about birds. Ornithology is what it is called, for anyone who didn't know. So... Have a great day, and we will see you guys at the next expert interview, which I believe is at 11 o'clock. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. See y'all then.